Apparently I was muted. Uh, it's this microphone. Like I can't. There's no on off button. There's only mute and unmute, and so sometimes I just kind of like forget about that. In any case, market has been crazy choppy this morning. I honestly felt like I was being trolled. I would literally put in a trade, and it would like let's say for 3 ticks in either direction, and it would go to just the 2 ticks and then rip the other way, and then I'd have to cut it because of risk management, and then it would just rip right back up through where my original sell order was. It was just absolute craziness. I'm incredibly hot. It's like 2,000 degrees inside my office. I don't know why, but it's like honestly, I feel like I'm trading in the fires of hell right now. But whatever. Maybe I need to get an air conditioner, just like or a fan. I can't have a fan because it would just like pick up on the audio. But something. It just feels like I'm just like trading in Hades or something like that. So really down on the day, but let's go and jump into these charts. I tried to trade through the volatility. It really didn't do a good job of it. I did see this rip coming inbound right at 7:30, right when we were about to start our stream, but had to start the stream. So we are ripping up to that 200 simple moving average that has been a point of resistance several times today. You can see here in the open. Here's the open, where we rejected off of it and then pulled back pretty heavily. This was up at 71, ripped all the way back down to 54. And then when the news dropped, which we had several reports drop at 7 a.m., 10 a.m. market time, you can see this one candle ripped from 39.50 to 39.70 and all the way back down. It was just a $20 range candle. That is, if that's not choppy, I don't know what is. That is the most chop like ever in a single candle. It's absolutely nuts. It's like trading DWAC back in the day on, if y'all ever traded DWAC, which was like Trump's social media company or something like that. It was a stock where it would just rip up like $20 on a single candle, then rip down like 15. It's absolutely nuts. But it's kind of like trading that. So hitting resistance yet again at the 200 SMA, pulling back down and bouncing off the 50 EMA on this 1 minute chart where we are getting a TTM squeeze. You can see I'm down nearly $7,000 on the day. Absolutely just insanity. I'm sure that we can come back from it, but we're going to have to be very patient with our trading. If nothing else, I think we can get a break even. With the amount of volatility that we got going on today and the fact that there's a ton of volume on the day today, I think that we'll have plenty of opportunity in order to take these trades and work this back up. But when each candle is moving by multiple dollars at a time, we've got to be incredibly cautious. So I'm definitely going to be exercising a lot of caution. I tried to basically in the open, we got some really awesome trades on this rip up, even through the pullbacks. And we got very green. We were green like $1,500. And then through this chop here was really where all this happened. And I kept cutting it because it would rip the opposite way. And then as soon as I cut it, it would rip right back in the direction I needed it to go. So let's take a look at these charts. Let's see. We've got on 3 minute chart, we've actually gone red on the TTM, but it's complete chop. So basically went from cooling candles dark blue, then it switched to red, then from red straight to cyan with no yellow candle in between, and then from cyan straight to red with no cooling candle in between, and then from red straight to cyan again. Literally no transition between prices. It's just like one price we're really low, next price we're really high, then low, then high, and it's just all over the joint. And so we are just going to have to be extremely cautious. So I just had to mute out there for a second. We're getting a pop-up here on this 3-minute chart, and now it's actually looking like it's getting some validity. Went from red to cyan, almost at one point on cyan. But you see we're kind of forming this little sort of micro flag above the VWAP on the 3-minute chart. I want to check this on the 5-minute chart. And 5-minute looks like we're getting some cyan move. 4.7 to 4.7 to 6.0. So this last 5 minutes is really kind of where it's at. We've got 2 turntables and a microphone. If anybody remembers that old Beck song. Running into resistance yet again at the 200 SMA. This looks like our biggest point of resistance on the day is this 200 SMA. But the closer it gets down to the 50, the more opportunity we have to actually just rip upward. The 50 is working its way up towards the 200, and the 200 is working its way down towards the 50, but they're still a ways off. So I might expect a few more rejections here. It could just rip through for a moment, but I'm gonna expect a few more rejections along this 200 simple. And really, I'm going to be looking for it to kind of chop out between the 9 EMA, which is this yellow line here. Excuse me. Still sick. Which is this yellow line here, and chopping out between that and the red 200 SMA. We're too close to the 200 for me to want to take any trades. But we could take like little shorts off of this level. Just looking for like 3 ticks, and that's what I'm talking about. Like literally just pop right up. That's my fault though. Like that was just a bad trade in my opinion. Trying to get some feels now for the market now that we've kind of calmed down a little bit and not like, I don't know, crackhead trading where it's just like going insane, just like So now that we're getting some more kind of like regular movement, I'm gonna try and start trading through this and work our way out of this hole. So pulled up above the 200, and then on the next candle, rejected, pulled down. I don't know if I would say rejected, but pulled down to the 200, and now we're kind of bouncing off the 200. So which doesn't look too bad. Took 2 ticks on that. Got a little Mario candle on there. I'm just waiting for this. Just waiting to see if we end with the Mario candle. If we do, then I think this will be nice for another move upward. If we don't end with a Mario candle and instead it goes down the tube, then maybe looking for a short off the 200. Okay, we did end with the Mario candle. Just waiting on this direction. I don't know which way it's going to go because we're getting this doji at the top. 4.9 to 5.2. So GTM went 4.6 to 4.9 to 5.3, 5.2 area. A couple minutes left in this candle. Coming up on a new 5-minute candle, I think. Like the time here. No, we already got 5 minutes. Sometimes I have to look at the giant time so that I can actually read it. Because the little microscopic time on my chart is kind of challenging to read sometimes. Okay, so TTM3 looking like 0.9 to 1.4 to 2.5. So moving at a factor of about zero point 0.9 per candle. So if we do rip up on that 200 SMA on the 1 minute chart, we're going to be looking for resistance at the 200 SMA on the 3 minute chart, which is up at 73. Um, so a rip up to 39.73 is very possible. 1.4 to 2.5. Our next 3 minute candle is going to be a 745, which is just in about 2 minutes. 65 up to 73, it's $8. 8 times 4 is 32. Go for 20. And we're looking for an entry of 64.50 again. Didn't even register my 20. Try to join the bid there. Kind of missed the entry. See if we'll still get it. Nope. Came down, tapped our entry point, didn't fill. Okay. Got an entry at 64, and I'm looking for a move up to 69. So I'm looking for a $5 move, really to come up and test this 200 simple on the 3 minute chart. I may hold through some pullbacks on this one. I hope not, but but that may be the case because I'm looking at kind of a longer trade moving into about 745. So I'm looking for about a 2 to 3 minute trade on this one. So it's kind of a heavy pullback. I was hoping not to have to hold through pullbacks on this, but just gonna jump in and check with y'all's. What's up, Crypto Critter? Good to see you. What's up, Abe? Adam. What's up, Anthony? Good to see you. Can't believe we're back in this range. Yeah, dude, I totally believe it, like agree with that, man. I can't believe either because I mean it's been a crazy wild ride. Just checking up on the Mario candle you say equals red candle. Uh yeah, Mario candle being that little hammer candle that usually, we use as a sort of like an indicator to for like a red hammer candle to go long. So I like to I kind of picture them as the Mario hammers. 'Cause if you remember the little like guys that would toss the hammers on Mario, it looks just like it. Like it really does. It looks just like those little hammers that they would toss. And so I just kind of picture it as the little Mario hammer. Um, and sometimes we take the tube down to Bowser, but you know, that's trading. That's life. Just kidding. Uh, let's see. We got this 3 minute candle on the at 745. So we went from 2.3 to 2.9. So still some stack in the 3 minute direction. And we've been trading terrible today. I mean, honestly, this is probably one of my worst trading days that I've had since October. I don't have taken losses this big since October. 5 minute chart's actually showing some cooling on the TTM, and we're probably going to need to cut this trade now. It's right at our risk level on this particular trade, but it's kind of dropping below VWAP, so I'm gonna have to cut it. Another L, and it's just been a crazy day of trading, man. Like it's weird because I mean, like in November we had one day where we did 10,000, we had another day where we did 8,500, and we had several days where we made more than what we've lost here, and usually my loss limit's closer to like $2,000, $3,000 on a day, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. But we did something different today, which was trading at the open. I don't normally trade futures at the open because of the volatility, but trying to I'm trying to basically desensitize myself to that volatility at the open for futures. At stocks, I love trading the open at stocks because that volatility is so predictable, that it's like you can literally just watch the indicators and then be like, okay, it's gonna go long. The end. It's like it's very simple for stocks. But for futures, the volatility is kind of all over the place because these reports make major differences in movement. So it's a little more challenging in my opinion, at least right now for me. We like I said, we did pretty well at the open, but I think if anybody was long, we did well at the open. By the way, guys, do you guys like the new uh microphone? Does it sound good? What am I holding? Oh, sorry. I realized I had stopped sharing my screen. I was holding a trade for a move up towards this 200 SMA on the 3 minute chart. But because of the pullback down towards the VWAP, I cut it. I was in at like 65 and I was looking for a pop back up towards 70 or 69, and it just didn't happen. And I can actually see on the 5 minute chart there's some cooling going on, but you notice back here there's also cooling happening on the 5 minute chart as well. So right now we're just kind of chopping between this 55 zone and 65. I can also tell that my energy feels kind of erratic today. And because of that erratic energy, I think that is showing up in my trading. And so I really think that part of winning a trading is self-reflection. Like you have to like be as aware, as self-aware as you possibly can at all times, completely present in the moment. As I can tell that my energy is a little erratic today, and part of that's probably because I need to stretch a little bit, just need to move a little bit. And probably just breathe. Just breathe through these trades, breathe through this market. But energy is like very erratic today, and I think it's matching the market's erraticness itself. I think if the market was moving a little bit more consistent, how it's been the last month or so, where even if it's been slow, it's still consistent. This choppiness, I think, is contributing to the erratic energy that I'm personally dealing with. I can see a 1226 crossover to the downside on a red TTM candle. This looks decent for a short, although it's been very challenging to take any trades today in either direction for me. We're going to try a short here, just going for 5 ticks, and of course it just hammers back up. So I'm just looking for 5 ticks. I'm looking for a move down to, so we shorted at 59, and I was looking for a move down to 57 and 3/4, and kind of bounced right there. And it just kind of feels like whatever direction I'm going today, it seems like it's going the opposite direction. Indicators aren't working today, and so I'm going to have to not trade using the indicators. Like that right there, like, holy moly. What a crazy rip. Like, indicators aren't working very well for me today, so I'm going to just trade without them. And I'm just going to focus on trading chart only. Normally, indicators are incredibly useful for me, but like that should have ripped down. I mean, we had a 1226 crossover, 9's below 12, and we're getting red on the TTM. By every account, it should have ripped downward, and it ripped up, and it ripped up a lot. Yeah, Anthony, I'm kind of experiencing that today. I'm just checking in on the comments. Yeah, I also trade stocks on TOS. Like when I am trading stocks, I typically trade. Well, I trade it on TOS and I trade it on Webull. Uh, basically, usually like 2 3 days a week. Although the last few weeks I haven't traded stocks, I've just been focused on futures solely. Um, but I do trade stocks in TOS and Webull. There is actually a link to Webull if you guys want to get some free stocks. I think they're giving away like up to like 30 free stocks right now. Something crazy. Um, I think they're fractional shares though, but nonetheless, they are giving away free money. So if you guys do want to check out Webull, there is a link in the description. When you sign up with my link, I know you guys will get a couple of free stocks with the Suzy Funder account. We do get a red yellow on the 1 minute chart, and we are kind of popping up, looking for resistance now at the 200 SMA, which is right at 65. So join the bid here, looking for a 5-tick move to the upside. Just 5 ticks. Just a scalp. All right. Finally got a winning trade today. It's been a while since I've got a winner. And we have a long way to go. So, ripped up through the 200 and pulling back off of it again. We have a possible crossover in the 1226. TTM switching to yellow. It does look like the movement's getting a little bit more predictable, which is good. We also have a 5200 possible crossover inbound as well. I can see potentially like a push down here, maybe a push down to like the 26. Of course, it could just continue to rip. It's going whatever direction I think it's going to go. It seems to go the opposite today. Moving from 1.0 to 0.7 on the TTM on yellow. Okay, so it did push down like I thought it would. It's just late. I'm very hesitant to trade in my evaluation today with this level of choppiness. I'm very, very hesitant to trade in that today. We did take a loss on that yesterday, but our net is still good there because we did, like, was it Wednesday? We made 453. Thursday, we lost 337. So we still had a net profit on the week. But it's minimal. And yesterday I was a little frustrated because I was up like 268 and then took one trade for a potential rip through, and then it just failed. So it's also really crazy to me that we're getting this much price action on volume that is so. It's not crazy volume. It's like 2,000-3,000 contracts. You can see this sort of like waveform happening here, where we have this big dip, and then we had another big dip, but the dips are getting smaller and smaller. This is usually pretty indicative of a breakout. And if this does break out soonish, we have a possible crossover in 5,200. I'd be looking for resistance here on the 3 minute chart, right at 72. Switching back to the 1. And we are popping up off of that 200 moving average. We're going to go long here. Missed the entry. We are popping up now towards 70. Look for a little pullback off 70. See if I can get in at like 68, 75. If it pulls back that far. So with Elite Earning, they have a trading platform, or I use TOS. So you can use Tradeovate, you can use Ninja Trader, you can use Rhythmic, you can use a bunch of different traders, or a bunch of different trading platforms. You can use TradingView if you like TradingView, but you can use a bunch of different ones. It's just whichever software you prefer. And so why is my camera blurry? But you can just use whatever software you prefer on that. I think they link in with like 5 or 6 different softwares, but yeah, just choose the one that you like. I personally use Tradeovate. We did get a nice trade on that. It's 5 ticks to the upside. So we're down what 8,500 on the day. I use Tradeovate. This is Tradeovate here. This is my actually I'm not showing my screen. So I use Tradeovate. This is Tradeovate right here. And this is what I prefer for trading in my evaluation. But you can use Ninja Trader or Rhythmic or TradingView or just whatever you prefer. There is a link in the description, guys. By the way, if you want to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. I really like them for the way that they do business. They're very straightforward, very upfront. They have really awesome customer service, which I really look for in a company, because without customer service, why are you even a company? Like, just stop. Just sell your company and move on to somebody else who will actually take care of your customers. So I don't work with companies that provide bad customer service unless I absolutely have to. And I don't have to with this. I have choice. And so I went with Elite Trader Funding because they actually answered a lot of my queues before I ever bought. They were helpful, and I find that incredibly useful. And I care a lot about the way somebody does business, because if you do crappy business, you're eventually just going to attract bad customers, and you're going to attract an overall bad experience. I've not had that here. I've only had good stuff here. You can get funded as low as 10K evaluation. You can get funded as high as 300,000. So you literally can trade with the entire equity of a full house every single day, if that was where you're at. Personally, I'm trying to get funded on the 50K evaluation, which allows me 8 contracts in the mini and a profit target of $3,000, trailing max drawdown of $2,000. Just make sure you click the see more details link here so that you can actually really understand the products and understand what the evaluations are. And also use the link in the description and the promo code JSBEST in order to actually lock in a lifetime discount. Market's kind of ripping right now. It's Trade Ovate, VATE, not Trade of 8, Trade Ovate. I can see how you can get there though. Yeah, I can type it here. You can actually check out their software for free for like 2 weeks. They have a 2-week free trial. You don't have to put in a credit card or anything like that. And you can try out their software. They give you like a $50,000 paper trading account. So you can try them out for like 2 weeks and see if you like the software before you ever buy Elite Trader Funding or work on your funding choices or anything like that. So before you ever do that, you can actually try it. So big nice rip there. I was looking for that resistance at 72. We pulled up to like 75 and got resistance. That was a really nice trade zone here. Pretty decent movement. Pulling back now, which is to be expected. We have a 5,200 crossing down to the 1-minute chart. Taking a look at the 3. So I said that there would be resistance at the 200 SMA, and there it is. But 3 minutes looking strong. I really kind of wish I traded through that, but that's what it is. We were talking about prop firms, so all good. Let's see, 6.9 to 7.4 on the 5-minute chart. It was a really nice 5-minute setup. We're actually above the 200 SMA on the 5. We have a possible crossover to the 5,200 on the 5-minute chart as well. So, so after this couple minutes pullback, I can see potential for another rip inbound. We did just get a 5,200 cross. Looking to take a scalp here off of 73. I missed the entry at 73 because it kind of popped up like 2 ticks right at that point. Let's see if I can get it in. Getting in late now. So I'm in at 73 and a half. I wanted to get in at 73, but I'm looking to get out at 75 now. Jumping to the eval side, and I'm a bit miffed that I missed a lot of this move, but I guess that's what happens when, you know, you're trying to do more than one thing at a time. So we're in 73.50 on the sim side, and just looking for a move to test 75. I'm actually gonna put this at, we'll keep it there. Yeah, so we did get that move. Popped up to 75 and 3/4, now 76, now ripping on. I'm also like, I noticed that a lot of my trading in the sim influences my trading in the evaluation. Like if I'm having a bad day in the sim, sometimes I'll carry that bad day over to the evaluation, and I don't think that that's good. There was a point in time where I traded only the evaluation and didn't touch paper at the same time, and I did pretty decently at that, but I also knew less than what I know now about trading, or about trading futures, I should say. So I think that the reason why I brought the paper back was really just that it really helps a lot in charting and predicting moves, specifically TOS. I really like TOS's charts, and I've never found anything that compares. I think the closest that I found that compares is Webull. A lot of people really like TradingView. I personally can't stand it myself. Nothing against TradingView. One thing I really like about TradingView is that it integrates with everything. But I find the charts very challenging to manipulate. One of the issues that I consistently have with it is that my indicators will always get erased, and then I have to like go back and re-edit them on a very consistent basis, specifically moving averages. And that's not something that I have to do with any of my other charts. So, which is one of the reasons why I stopped using TradingView. Really just had to do with that. But I love TOS for charting. It's probably one of my favorites. Like I said, Webull's pretty good too. Their charts got a lot better. They weren't that great like 2 years ago in terms of charting, but they've really put a lot of emphasis on making their platform better and better. 8.8 to 8.9 on the TTM. So very, very sort of like a gradual leveling off. I can see some pullbacks here now, potential. I might actually take a short here. Just looking for 5 ticks down, which would be a move down to 73. I think that's pretty reasonable on a move. So we did get that move. Now down 78.12 on the day. Still a lot of area to work on. We have a ton of viewers today, so guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It really does help the community grow more than you might think. And we have a really awesome Discord community where it's just getting better and better all the time. Yeah, Crypto Critter, you're not wrong, dude. I like TradingView for a lot of reasons. I really like it for trading crypto, honestly. Like trading crypto specifically, I think TradingView is like excels at. Yeah, exactly. Charting crypto. I've also used quite a few trading bots with crypto in TradingView, and I've been really happy with it on that front. Give me just 1 second. I'm just gonna mute out for just a moment. All right, we back. So we've got moving from 8.6 to 8.3 down to 8.0 on the TTM 1 minute chart, And we did get that 5200 crossover right there, which did result in this little pop, like that pop up towards 75. Now I want to take a look at the 3-minute chart. 3-minute has this possible 5200 crossover, but if you look at this, it's actually kind of far away. The 60, the 50 EMA is down here at 39.65, and the 200 is up here at 72. So we have a $7 gap to fill, which is a pretty large gap. So we may be looking at like half an hour for this, maybe closer to 8:30 for this move to actually take place. In the meantime, we're going to be looking for bounces off the 200 SMA and probably some chop through between 73 and 75. Maybe even some fallback down to the 9, which is at 39.70. Basically, I'm still bullish as long as it stays above 39.70. And I'm just going to take a moment to handle my sickness. So just a second. Thought I was done being sick, and then my son just continued to be sick, and then I think he just passed it right back to me. So as soon as I was done, it was like right back. So there's that fallback to 70 that I was talking about. So I really want to see this maintain above 39.70 in order to maintain that bullish sentiment. A little bit of drawing down to like 68, 69 is fine. But 38.70 is or sorry, 39.70 is the area that I really want to see this hold, which is right along the 9 EMA. And then I want to see this pop back up to 75 sometime in the next 20 minutes. I'm going to actually jump out to a 15-minute chart and just see how this is looking. So in the 15-minute chart, you can actually see that the TTM has been stacking kind of nicely from red to yellow. So on our red, we were at 7.3, then we moved to 6.8, then to 4.2, and then on the current one, we're at 3.0. So it's actually looking really good on the 15-minute chart for a longer term breakout. On the 15-minute chart, I'd like to see the 9 get above the 12 EMA. So if the 9 EMA can get above the 12 EMA, this would be at like 8:15 when we get a new candle, which is just in about 5 minutes. We did get a new 5-minute candle. The 15-minute chart has a possible crossover on the 12:26. 5-minute is still in the cooling zone, and we're pulling back now to like 65 area. So we may be looking for some pops off of this. Did the music stop? Yeah, piano player's out. Music stopped. Boy had key and he got trapped. I don't ever actually know what it says. It's like boy had something. Something says boy had keys and he got dropped. I don't know. It's an old Beastie Boys song. If anybody knows, drop it in the comments. Yeah, crypto critter, so I've used like several trading bots on TradingView, and I really like the way that you can integrate just about anything with TradingView. And I also really like that a lot of those trading bots are really easy to manipulate and set up utilizing TradingView, as opposed to some of the other trading bots that are out there that are not utilizing charts to be able to link in. I think that makes it a lot easier. Didn't hear. Oh, yeah, it's like an old Beastie Boys song. It's like piano player's out, music stopped, boy had something, and he got dropped. Am I still learning on the keys? Yes, I am still learning to the keyboard. My son is a lot better at it, and he spends a lot more time learning on it. But we moved the keyboard to a part of the house that everybody walks by. Um, and so basically we just kind of like walk by it and I'll play it for a couple of minutes and whatnot. So I'm still trying to learn. Mainly I just like learn like, I don't know, pre-programmed songs on there. I'm really not good at it. Not Sabotage. Uh, Definitely not Sabotage. It's from the License to Ill album. Um, so it's definitely not that. So let's see here. We're still dropping on. My runner is not long for this world. Yeah, I'm trying to learn, Anthony. I'm trying to learn beats, like just how to make just generalized beats. I'm not good. I'm not gonna like pretend like I'm good. But I really would like to just learn how to make like lo-fi music. Because I really just I dig lo-fi and I would love to just like make some music, drop it on like Epidemic Sound and just allow other people to use it. Not really for profit, just for fun. So I really just music has always spoken to me in a way that nothing else can. And it's one of the only things that I've ever found that allows me to deeply connect to my whatever I'm feeling emotionally, that I'm just often unable to articulate. And I think it's just because like a lot of times I don't actually intellectualize a lot of those emotions. I just feel them. And it's a feeling process. So if anybody's ever listened to Big Sean's I want to say it's the I Decided album, I think, where he's like he has a sample of his dad that says, you're speaking to you from your heart. They don't even feel it or they don't even think it. They don't intellectualize it. They just feel it. Life is a feeling process, and I've like connected with that message so deeply because it's just like, man, that's how I feel. It's how I think. Like a lot of times I'm just like I feel emotions or I'll like they're there, but I don't intellectualize it. Like I can maybe like articulate it in the words of like happy or I'm sad or I'm joyful or whatever. But a lot of times being able to articulate and intellectualize those emotions is incredibly challenging. So life is a feeling process. Just sums it up. Um, and for the record, this is not a popular opinion, but I utilize my emotions when it comes to trading. Hence, you heard me talking earlier where I was saying that my energy felt kind of erratic. By being able to be self-aware of that, like I no longer feel erratic energy. So just being able to be self-aware of that allowed me to be able to trade more rationally, to trade better. My I believe that our emotions communicate incredibly deep knowledge and intuition that we may not even be able to articulate or intellectualize. And that feeling process, that emotion that is communicating that information to you, it may be like you're like looking at all your indicators and it's like, man, like this looks like it's gonna rip. And like your intuition is just like, don't buy it. Don't buy it. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy it. Everything says it's going up. And you buy it and it just rips down. You're just like, what the hell? My intuition told me not to buy it, but I did it anyway. And so I think that there's some validity to emotional intelligence and intuitive intelligence, where we can't even intellectualize it. We can't even articulate it. We just know that it's there, and we can use that to be profitable in our trading. We can use it to be profitable in our life. We can use it to be happy overall. So I don't even know how I got on the subject, but it's a fun subject to talk about. Um, but it's typically not a popular opinion in trading. Typically the idea is, oh, you listen to heavy metal? Nice, dude. What are some of your favorite bands? Dude, I love heavy metal, man. And it gets to my emotions. So, dude, totally. I, Anthony, you are my people. You are my people, Anthony. Um, some of my favorite bands are like, I don't know, like Whoops. Yeah, lo-fi is super chill. Yeah. Some of my favorite bands are like Amon Amarth. What else? Summoning, if you like some of the more like melodic black metal. Um, what I don't know, man. I could just go on and on about heavy metal. Uh, I'm like all over the board on music. I like every genre. I think that there are artists in every niche, from hip hop to country to heavy metal to lo-fi to just name a genre. There's an artist there, and that artist is putting down their real soul into it. And I think that just music is one of the. It's like a great communicator. It like transcends language, transcends reality sometimes, and it's just like this one thing that all humans seem to be able to connect on. I love that. So we did get this pullback down to about 39.65. Really not bad. It's a little lower than what I was hoping for, but it's looking good now for a potential turnaround. Gonna take a long here at 69 and a quarter. Kind of wanted to get in on 68, but it is what it is. We're getting some pullback on the TTM, but I could definitely see this potentially popping up towards the 70 area. We're looking for a move at 830 potential. We've got an ABCD pattern forming on the 1 minute chart. We have a possible crossover there. You can see this. Here's the A, and then we went into the B now. We're pulling into the C now, and then pretty soon it's going to hit the D and right up. So you can see right now it's switching between red and yellow on the TTM. I'm going to switch to the evaluation and see if there is an op here. Looking for a red yellow on the TTM side. I think the indicator is a little bit more trustworthy now. Now that we're not getting that crazy choppiness. Joining the bid here at 69 and a quarter on the eval side. We're in at 69 and a quarter. I'm looking for a move to 70
Order
and a
filled.
half. We have the same trade going in paper. Ooh, rip down. I don't like that. Let's get this red to yellow move. Come on. Still holding through this pullback. I'm looking for a move up to 70 and a half. We entered at 69 and a quarter, and we're pulling back some. May have to cut this trade. Please don't make me cut this trade. Come on. Just looking for 5 ticks to the upside. Should have waited for the full pullback and got in lower, because I think we're going to have to cut this trade now. Down 375 in this on the eval side. Now it's coming back up. It's chopping out right here. I don't like that. It should have ripped. Bouncing off the 50 EMA. 2 seconds. We did end yellow. We got a new yellow candle, so that's good. Still holding this trade as a result of the yellow on the TTM. Coming up back to break even. Just looking for a move up 70 and a half. That's quite the pullback. Come on. Come on, you know you want to break out. You know you want it. Go, go, go. Go, rip, rip, rip. 1 tick below our sell. Gonna drop this down to 70. Maybe get out with 3 ticks. All right, we did get that sell. That was an incredibly stressful trade, and I don't love it. but we're at 1486 on the trailing max drawdown. It did rip up to our total. We could have got the full amount. There's the rip. That's the rip that we were looking for. I think I got in a little early. Kind of ran along this 50 EMA, and that was scary. But we got it. We did get 3 ticks instead of 5. Not upset about it though. Up 165.70 on the day in the evaluation side, and that's the side that counts. Finally took a trade in the eval, but really waited for that setup. Still a battle between buyers and sellers. Yeah, for sure. On the 3-minute chart. Absolutely. By the way, guys, y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, please make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff does is help this community grow. And if you guys don't know, we have an awesome community growing in the Discord group right now. We're up at like 19 people. It's small, but you know what? That community is getting better, and it's getting better every single day. Our people are becoming more and more active in there. We have even better conversations happening every single day. And you know what? We have super, super awesome wisdom and knowledge happening between all of our traders that are sharing their ideas, sharing their results, sharing what trades worked and why they worked, and all that type of awesome information. We talk about everything from entrepreneurship to philosophy to trading, futures, Forex, crypto, you name it. We're there to talk about it. So we would love to have you guys in the Discord community. But before you do that, please make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell for the notifications on this channel here. Bad monad. I don't know what that means. I can't find it on YouTube. Just wanted to check it out. I've been told he's like Pink Floyd meets Metallica. Dude, I gotta check that out. Pink Floyd meets Metallica. That's awesome. Like that's like some of Metallica's tracks that are like Call of Cthulhu from like Master of Puppets, or like Orion. Wait, was because Call of Cthulhu I think might have been on Ride the Lightning, and then Orion is on Master of Puppets. But either way, both those tracks are super dope. Just a long, like 10-minute instrumental of just taking us through this journey of our emotions, where we have these like sort of like these areas where it kind of turns into like groove metal, and then just switches into that sort of like heavy, hard pounding. We got like the drums going at like 40 million beats per minute, etc. Yeah, like, so I would love to check that out. Is it called Nomad? Monad? It's like all this one philosophy kind of thing, I think. Yeah, that's super dope, dude. I'll have to check them out. Caught the pop. Just gonna jump back to the charts. Getting lost in music here. So we did the ABCD pattern. Now we're forming kind of a longer ABCD. So you have the A here, and then the B, and then now we're having the C happen. And then we'd be looking for the D to pop here. That sounds terrible. Oh, wow. Let's keep it clean here, including myself. So let's see, 2.7 to 1.7. Now we're getting a cyan switch on this ABCD pattern. I don't know if it's strong enough. It kind of looks like it is, though. 9's above 12. Looks like we're getting that 1226 crossover. It's kind of just kissing the 12 right now, the 26 and the 12. But this could potentially be a really nice move toward the upside. There's a move up to 72. Switching to the 3-minute chart. 3-minute has a possible crossover in the 5200 still, which has gotten a lot closer. The 50 EMA is now at 65, and the 200 is at 72. So still a $7 gap fill to happen, and you can see the TTM is lowering, so it's been cooling off on the 3-minute chart. But we still kind of have on the 3-minute chart, you can see the ABCD pattern more clearly. There's the A, there's the B,
and we're in the C zone right now. So looking for pullbacks maybe to like this 9 EMA on the 3-minute chart, which is right around 69. So like 39, 69. So maybe even down to about like right below maybe like right at the 12. So which is also at 69. So if we do pull back a little bit more than that, maybe to like 68, I think that seems like a reasonable pullback zone. And then we could get a pop off that. Do you guys like this track? I kind of dig it. Brick in the Wall, yeah. The Wall is definitely one of Pink Floyd's better albums. I think for me, Dark Side, like I definitely love Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, I totally want to look that up, Anthony. Like that sounds super sick. That band. I think it was called Monad. I'm just gonna search it. So that I can look for it later. Yeah, they're on Encyclopedia Metallum. If anybody ever checked out Metal Archives. Dude, I love that we have metalheads here. That's so sick. I have found my people. 7.0 to 7.3 on the TTM on the 5-minute chart. We're coming up and hitting resistance at the 200 SMA. And we have a possible crossover on the 5-minute chart of the 5200. Where's the 200 actually, or the 50 actually at? 50's at 67 on the 5-minute chart, and the 200 is at 71 3/4. So that's looking decent on the 5-minute chart. So we just got a cyan switch on the TTM on the 1-minute chart, and this ABCD pattern is looking like it's starting to flush out. Switching to the 3 real fast, and I'm going to be looking for a cyan candle on the 3-minute, but 4.16 to 3.9. There's that cyan candle coming in. Going to join the bid, but I'm actually going to go for 12 ticks here and join the bid. Trying to get in at 72. All right, we got the entry at 72. I'm looking for a move up to 75. Just got that cyan candle. It's kind of in betweeny. We're down $1 in this trade. 72 is acting as resistance. Somebody ever checked out Michael Burry's Twitter account? Did you ever notice that it's just like his description is just a bunch of metal bands? You're down to me arse. Oh yeah, cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate the crypto. I'll pull it. I can't pull it on this side. I can only go like that. But I'll pull it off the stream later. I wonder if I could pull it right now, actually. Just give me a moment. We can't play it here, obviously, for copyright reasons, but down slightly in this trade. Almost at break even, actually. Okay, we got our I'm gonna get back to the screen share here, and we're up slightly in this trade. We're on the 1-minute chart here. We got this Mario candle going I want to see this pop here, 3.1 to 3. So 2.8, 3.1 to 3.3. Very little momentum on the TTM. A lot less than I want to see. So I may actually cut this trade just because of that. We had small opportunity to get out with a little bit of profit, just a micro profit. We're down super heavy on the day, basically because we traded through all that chop. And I don't normally do that, but I'm trying to actually trade at the open for the futures, which is pretty challenging to do, but I'm gonna try and get out at 73. Jump into the eval side. We do have buyers pushing in. We did get out at 73. I can see this popping up now because we got that Mario candle and we're kind of popping up over it. Entered at 73 and a quarter, and we're pushing up. I'm going to check this on the 3-minute chart, which has this 5,200 inbound. We're kind of leveling off on the TTM, which I don't love, but I don't hate either. 3-minute 50 is at 66 and a half, and 200 is at 72 and a half. So what we have now a $6 gap fill that we're seeking to achieve. 5-minute chart. I do think that we need that crossover in order to have this movement continue. I'm gonna take this trade off. Made 250 on that. Now down 7,000 on the day. In the paper side of things, up 165 in the eval. Definitely with some moves in here that I could have taken in the evaluation side. Looking for resistance at 75. I can see this potentially resisting here, coming back down for another test. We'll see if that's the case. On the 3-minute, you can see that we have this U-shaped pattern. So expect to pull back maybe to like the 200 SMA, and then a potential bounce off that, which would be at 72 and a half. 4.9 to 4.9 to 4.2 on the TTM. So we're getting some movement toward the downside now. So move off 73 doesn't look bad, but not at 12 ticks. Maybe off 5 ticks. In at 72.75, and I'm looking for 5 ticks in the upside, so I'm looking for a move to 74. Switching over to the 1-minute chart, which we actually have some cooling on the TTM and on the 1-minute. Not going to go for, just going to try to get out 73, which we did. Nice pop there. Is futures 24/7? Futures is 23/7. So it closes from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So, by the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It does help this channel grow, helps this whole community grow. And I would love and appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. We're only 2 subscribers away from 230 when last I checked. Yeah, they go from 3 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, Sunday, and they're closed on Saturday. So it technically it says 23/5 is what it says, but most of the volume happens overnight in the overnight session, between like midnight and 4 a.m. There's a lot of volume there, and then there's a lot of volume at 5:30. Usually at 5:30 is a massive crash that happens, or a potential rip, but most of the time it's a crash. And then we tend to recover at the open, and then at 7:30. So 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30 is heavy volume, usually. 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30 Pacific time. What the heck was I gonna do? I forgot what I was gonna do. Getting some pop now off of 73, and you can see we're kind of chopping out here, hitting resistance at like 75 area. This isn't a bad thing. because you can see the 50 and 200 are still continuing to diverge and move in the opposite directions of each other. So we got another Mario candle forming. Three-minute chart looks good for another test of the high. High being up here, high of the day, I should say, not high at the previous open. 4.49 to 3.9 to 4.4 again. That 50 and 200 cross is getting really close. It's at 66 and 3/4 and 72 and 3/4. Still a $6 gap fill. I think I need to stop drinking this tea. It kind of makes me uncomfortable. I'll switch to green tea or something. Pulling back down to 73. 5-minute chart having a little bit of cool off, but not much. Nothing to. I wouldn't really call this a cool off. It's really just consolidation through this area. We did pass the 830 marker on this, so we're at 838 now. So now we're looking at 9 o'clock for this potential rip up. So there's another 20 minutes out, but we are pulling back pretty decently towards 68 area. This was to be expected. This is that ABCD pattern that I was talking about on the longer chart, on like the 3 and the 5-minute chart. So there's A, the B. Now we're in the C zone. So which we were in earlier as well. Basically right around here about 10 minutes ago, we're in the C zone is where I started it. Now we're down at 67, or sorry, we're at 70. Visual impairment issues. Sometimes it messes with the numbers. I can see a pullback potentially to the 26 SMA, which is right here at 68. If we do pull back to that, I'd be looking for a bounce off of there, off of 68. Currently at 70, and it looks like 70 is actually holding pretty decently. I might take a move off 70 if it can. It's like I kind of missed the entry a little bit. All right, entered at 70. I'm actually going to try for a move up to 73. And jump into the valuation side. So just check this out here. 9 is below 12 on the 1-minute chart, so may get some more pullbacks. But I'm going to look for this 26 and this 12 to get really close together and then rip off of that. We're in at 70 on the paper side, which is, I think, a pretty good entry point. We're down at 69, so we're down slightly on it. We did have an opportunity to get out with a $250 profit. But I think I went for, going for the move up to 73, it may be a little premature if I'm actually being honest with myself. Let's see. On the 3-minute chart, 26 crossed above the 35. I don't love that, so I'm actually going to reduce my sell order down to 71 because I don't love that the 26 got above 35, which could be indicative of a downward move. We're still in this ABCD pattern here. 70 may act as resistance now at this point. And that's our entry, is 70. Switching back to 1 minute and seeing how this is going. I'm actually going to pull back a little bit on this chart. I want to see this whole move. A, B, C. There's a long B though. Probably going to cut this just because it is falling down more than I wanted it to. It's pulling back down to like 65 zone. cutting it here. Waited for some of that to pop back up just so I didn't have to take as big of a loss. But it was still, I knew it was going to be a loss. But because it had dropped down so much red, usually there's a gap fill. So that's what I cut it at. And we ended up cutting like right here. Looks like we could have cut it a little bit higher up. But it's okay. We're going to wait for a red to yellow move on the 1 minute chart in order to take another trade. When that red to yellow move happens, I likely will look to take that trade in the evaluation side, depending on the movement. But it's looking like it's going to flesh out pretty well. You can see that this pulled back straight to the same support zone, and it bounced really, really well off of that. Actually, you didn't even need to cut that trade because it bounced all the way back up to our entry point. Just gonna check in with y'all. See how's everyone doing. How is everyone doing, by the way, in terms of, are you guys red? Are you green? How are you guys doing on the day? I'm just really curious. I'm hoping everyone's doing well. And see, like what Tiny just said, where the previous close is holding on the day, like it's that kind of stuff that this community is really, really valuable for. Because like I don't look at the previous close very often, and I forget to do that. Like I have my own trading strategy that is like looking at all these different factors, and so I can check in on the comments and I can see that Tiny's like saying, "Look, the previous close is holding." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a good thing," because if previous close is holding, then that lets us know that we're holding that area as sort of like support. We could actually push up off that. So it's like it's really valuable to have access to a community like that, because trading almost seems like a community sport, frankly, like a team sport. 1.0 to 0.9, we are getting a move on this. So that move that I was trying to get from 70 to 73 actually did work out. We just needed to hold it for 3 minutes. Trying to get an entry off 72.5, which we did, and looking for a pop up to 73 3/4, jumping to the evaluation side, and movement looking like 1.0 to 0.8 on the red yellow move. That's a lot of push up there. Kind of wish I would have got an opportunity to grab that, but I was a little late on it, and the momentum's not big on the TTM side as far as being measured goes. Brain injury is kind of acting up. The hole in my vision has been a challenge today, and so that certainly makes it kind of challenging in order to trade. But it is what it is. We just got to trade through it. Coming up, hitting resistance at 75. This could be our breakout. Let's switch 3 minute chart. Check. Okay, so we do have 2 cyan candles, so from 2.6 to 2.8 on the 3 minute chart. That is a nice run up there. You can see this ABCD pattern fleshed out. There's A, B, C, and then this is the D here. Popping up to 76 now. And our high of the day is 39.90, which was out in the early time. Wow. Missed this whole move. Sorry, my brain injury is like really making this really challenging. All right, getting some pullback now. We're going to pull back to like 75 and then maybe a bounce off of that. But we do have a cyan candle on the 1 minute chart. I'm going to look for 8 ticks off of 76. See if it actually pulls back to 76. It's down to 76.25. So we're like right where our entry point is, where we're trying to get an entry. Okay, so we got an entry at 76 on the paper side, and we're looking to get out at 78. So we're looking to get out of 2 ticks. We have kind of a double top forming here, right there at 79. There's a big down wick on this 1 minute candle, pulled back to 75, and a flag on the play. Tried to enter at 77, missed the entry. Gonna cut it. No! You literally entered.
Order filled.
And sold. So that just brought us fees for no reason. I tried to cut it, and it looks like it honestly would have filled. Like, would have worked out, but I literally cut it at exactly the point that it entered. So we did get the trade here on this side, that move up to 78. That was nice. So good on the paper side. What did you miss? Charts are starting to rip. That's what you missed. So sorry about work. Now pulling back to 75 on the 3 minute chart. We do have some. Man, I can't believe that it just cost us $20 for no reason. No raisins. 1 minute chart looking decent. 0.8 to 1.3 to 1.5. You can see the TTM slowing down some. But this was a really nice rip off of 66 area up to 78. It's a lot of dough. Got a flag forming here, you can see on the 1 minute chart. Checking in on the 5. Our 50's at 68 and our 200's at 71. Checking in on the 3. On the 3 minute chart, our 50 is at 67 and 3/4, and our 200 is at 72 and a half. So now about a $5 gap fill left to go, which we'll be looking for at 9 o'clock. Brain injury totally messing with me today. Normally it doesn't, but occasionally it just does. And it's just like messes with my eyesight like bad. And that's what's going on today, which is frustrating. Trying to get an entry at 77. Missed the entry. Now it's popping up. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out today, we do have a pretty good amount of viewership today. So please make sure you guys like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Just trying to push this up to 230 on our community, and we'd love it if you guys would subscribe and also join our Discord community, guys. There's a link in the description, but if you guys don't like using links in the description, you can type out joelstraight.com/Discord and join in there. But we are at 228 subs. We just need 2 subscribers in order to hit 230. So if you are not subscribed yet, make sure you do. Also, guys, if you would like to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. You can use any software just about that you like with it, except for Thinkorswim. But you can use Trade8, you can use TradingView, you can use NinjaTrader, Rhythmic, and I think there's a couple other ones you can use as well. But you can earn funding as low as $10K and as high as $300,000. There's also these other fast tracks available, fast track evaluations. These ones you can see are pretty heavily discounted. but these do have a maximum of 14 calendar days. So just make sure whatever evaluation style you pick, you click the see more details link and understand everything. There's also the end of day drawdown evaluations. It's more of what you'll find at other more traditional prop firms, and then the static drawdown evaluations, which we also have a static account as well. But mainly I'm focused on earning funding, the 50K evaluation. That's the one that allows me to take more contracts. Yeah, you can ask on the injury. Basically, in 2016, I had an anoxic brain injury. I think I had an allergic reaction to nuts. Not really sure what happened there, but basically in 2016, I shook my wife open, open. I'm looking at the charts. Shook my wife awake at like sometime crazy in the middle of the night. And come to find out, I had sleep apnea, and I would also sleepwalk and sleep eat. Well, we don't normally keep nuts in the house, but we were staying at a relative's house, and they had purchased some cookies from Costco that had like macadamia nuts and chocolate chip cookies and whatnot. And I think that I ate those, and I'm deathly allergic to nuts. Anyway, shook my wife awake in the middle of the night, and she called an ambulance and whatnot, and they tried to resuscitate me for 40 minutes. I did 9 rounds of epinephrine, so I went over 40 minutes without. By the way, with epinephrine, you can only do them as low as 5 minutes apart. So it's like 5 to 9 minutes where they administer the epinephrine, and they did 9 rounds of it. So I was without oxygen for about 40 minutes and woke up from a coma after a couple of days. And when I woke up, basically, my vision was completely distorted. My speech was really bad too. So I actually used to speak a lot faster than I do now, and with a lot less stutters and a lot less like forming of words that like this right now. I'm trying to find a word to describe what it was that I was experiencing, and that was just not common for me. I actually used to professionally speak, used to speak on stage and whatnot. I had a marketing and entrepreneur business where we trained a lot of other entrepreneurs how to build digital businesses and whatnot, and I would speak on stage a lot. And when I woke up, my speech was really messed up. It actually sounded like I was drunk, like 24/7. Sounded like I was like had just drank a fifth of vodka, dare me to talk kind of situation, and it was like just really, really, really difficult. It took me a long time to get my speech back to where it is now, but my vision was completely distorted, and it looked like I was in like a Salvador Dali painting. Like it was constantly swirling, like things like people's faces looked like they were melting, clocks looked like they were melting off the wall. Like everything was like this constant like movement that shouldn't be moving. And a couple of days later, I just went completely blind. And then I was completely blind for several years, like 2+ years. I was just completely blind, couldn't see nothing, and basically got around by feel, by energy, not even by touching. Just because, like I don't know if I have like claustrophobia or something, but I've always been able to feel objects and like walls and just wherever I'm at. I've always been able to feel sort of like a sense of energy around me, and been able to navigate just completely without sight and without touch. Turns out there's actually a function in your brain inside of your I forget which gland it is, that actually allows for you to actually sense things around you. It is a real thing. It's scientifically studied, and turns out that I have that. And so that was really useful for being able to walk around while while being blind. So, but after about 2 years, my vision started to came back from the outside in, and I struggled with a hole in my vision, like right in the central focal point, for a very long time. And it's now been 6 years since that brain injury, and I still deal with some of the aftermath of it. And the focal point thing is still an issue. there's still like a distortion in the center. So when I'm trading and I'm looking at numbers and stuff like that, I'm figuring it out through a visual distortion field that is like within my central focal point, and it's pretty challenging. Most of the damage was on the occipital lobe of my brain, but there was also damage on the temporal lobe and a couple other parts of the brain as well. Uh, Gratefully, our brains actually continue to grow for life if you take care of them, which means a lot of hydration. Um, there's a lot of things that you can do that will actually make your brain continue to grow. Staying away from alcohol, by the way, like alcohol just completely solidifies your brain. It just completely, absolutely destroys your brain. And I don't normally drink. It's super rare that I would drink anyway. But I did have a drink or two after the brain injury every now and then, and um, like one sip of a beer will now get me drunk, and so I don't drink at all, even a little bit anymore. Um, but but there's a lot of different things that you can do to make your brain heal. Certain mushrooms like lion's mane, and a bunch of other like chaga and reishi, different types of mushrooms like that can actually increase your brain-derived nerve growth factor. So that stuff can actually make your brain heal. I have a whole supplement routine in order to heal my brain, and I was very diligent with it for a long time. Kind of fell off. It does get kind of expensive. It's a couple $100 a month, but it's worth it, in my opinion. I think your brain is something that a lot of us take for granted, but it's obviously the most valuable thing in our bodies outside of our heart. So, but yeah, that's what's up with the brain injury, and it's a challenge. But honestly, I'm just like, you know what, hell with it, dude. Like, live my life. I'm gonna live my life as strong and as good as I can, as happy and healthy as I can. I'm not gonna be handcuffed by a brain injury or any other injury for that matter. I spent my entire life I can't do shrooms. Yeah, I'm not talking about shrooms. I'm not talking about hallucinogens. I'm talking about like certain mushrooms that you could buy or forage for, things like lion's mane and whatnot. Um, but yeah, guys, it's I'm not gonna let anything like that define me. I spent a major amount of my life in the hospital, in and out of the hospital as a kid, a lot, due to asthma and allergies and things like that. And I never let it define me then. I'm not going to let any injury of any kind define me ever. Because I define myself. And personally, I just think that that's the way I've always been. That's the way I'm always going to live till the day I die. Because at the end of the day, it's just about like who we want to be. Not what, but who. Like, I could say I am a trader, but that's not my identity. My identity has to do with my principles, my values, and the code in which I live by. So you can see this this flag forming here on the 1 minute chart through this consolidation, hitting resistance at 79 several times, and finding support around 72, 73, even off of 70. But yeah, guys, that's what's up with the brain injury. I didn't mean to go on a tirade or any sort of long explanation of that kind of stuff. But y'all asked, and these are, obviously it's pretty near and dear to my heart. 9:01 on the clock. So we're gonna be looking for that 9 o'clock rush, which usually happens at like 9:03 or 9:05. We've been kind of pushing up since about 8:40, 8:45-ish. But we are hitting this resistance. We do have this flag here that you can kind of see like right in this zone. off that consolidation. I'm just looking for maybe a pop off 75. I'm going to take an entry at 76 if I can. I'm going to look for a move up to 78. Pulled back down to 75 right as we entered at 76. But getting a little pop off there. I'm going to keep an eye on the 1 minute chart because the 1 minute chart is 4.7 to 5.0 on the 3. But the 1 minute chart is giving us a little bit of reasonable information on the TTM. You can see the cooling happening here. 4.0 to 3.18 to 2.2. So I'm going to look for this to switch back to another cyan. I may have to cut this trade. We're only down slightly in it, not very much. Down like 2 ticks. Our entry was 76, but we're pulling back to 75 pretty heavily. So I'm going to cut this. I cut it there at around 75, so loss of like $300 on that. And we are pulling back some. I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back to the 50 EMA and maybe right along this. You can see we've got red dots on the 1 minute TTM and went from 3.1 to 2.1 to now 0.9. So a blue to red is very potential. So what we'd then be looking for is a blue to red, just like this, a blue to red, and then a red to yellow. So pretty much this exact move over again. And this obviously gave us a nice big run up. Just going to check in with y'all and see how y'all doing. We have plenty of viewers today. Please, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We're trying to push up 230 subscribers today, and I would love, if you are not already subscribed, I would love you to join our community and just subscribe. I appreciate that, crypto, and maybe one day there will be a movie. I hope so. I hope one day there is a movie. That would be amazing. Like, honestly, that would be like my life is, something of value for the whole world to see. I think that'd be awesome. By the way, guys, if you guys are looking to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trade Funding. You guys are awesome. Earn funding as low as $10K, as high as $300,000. Right down here, 300K. If you guys use the link in the description, the promo code JSBEST, you'll actually get locked in a lifetime discount. But you guys can earn that funding and be able to trade with somebody else's money, which I personally think is by far one of the best values that exists in all of trading and of all of time. We have more viewers today than we've had all week, and I would love it, guys, if you would like and subscribe and ring the bell for notice. And join our Discord group as well if you guys are looking for a community to help you guys get better at trading. We have awesome traders in here like Tiny and Anthony and Adam and Crypto Critter. We got a lot of awesome people here and in our Discord community that offer really valuable insights based on their own experiences of trading. And it's not just me, it's we. It's all of us. That's what this community is about. I want to see everyone succeed, and we're going to do everything we can to help that happen. TTM1 looking like switching from cooling candle blue to red, from 0.9 to 0.5, or sorry, 0.09 to 0.5. Now getting a yellow, but it's not enough yet. 0.5 down to 1.2. So looking for that pullback. I'm going to wait for this to switch to a solid yellow. And again, the brain injury is acting up. Very frustrating. It comes and goes. Sometimes it's just like all of a sudden I got a big hole in my vision. It just happens. Pulling back now to 72s. We've only taken one trade. Technically, we took 2 trades in the evaluation because we had this other one we cut the moment that I was just trying to cut it, and it actually just filled and then ended. That costed us 20 bucks in fees, but we are 143.90 on the day. We are pulling back some on the 2TM from 1.4 to 2.0. Again, we're going to be looking for a red yellow switch here, which likely may happen sometime before 9:15. If it does happen. 1.4 to 1.8 on the 2TM. Let's switch over to the 3-minute chart and just take a peek at it. This 5200 crossover is getting really close. It's at 69 on the 50 side and 72, closer to 73 on the 200 side. So we have, what was that, 69 and a half? So we have about a $3 gap fill left to go. So I'm looking at 9:30 potentially for that. Maybe earlier, maybe 9:15. And we're down a lot today, but basically we're down from the chop in the morning. We're trying to trade through the chop before the stream. Not common for us, but definitely not our best trading day. We did a lot better after, and we ended up pulling back like $2,000 because we're down like over 9,000. But ended up pulling back like 2K through this zone here, where the price action became a lot more predictable. Pulling back to 73s and kind of getting a little bit of a. Our hope now is that we continue to bounce off this zone here and bounce back up to 75. We're gonna try and get an entry at like 73.50 or an exit at 75.50. Entered at 73.50 there. I hope I'm not taking a boredom trade, but it kind of feels like it might be. I'm looking for a red-yellow move here. 2.4 to 2.8 on the red side. Getting some bounces off the 50 EMA. Yeah, crypto, you can do paper trading on futures on TOS. It won't count for nothing except for practice. So and that's actually what charts are, is TOS futures. Basically just click the trade function and then just type /ES. So that's all you gotta do in order to trade futures on TOS paper. So 2.8 to 2.8. So I'm going to switch over to the evaluation side. I'm looking for a red-yellow move now. There's the yellow candle beginning to form. 2.8 to 2.7. Potential resistance of 75. So I'm not going to enter yet, but I'm going to look for an entry here. Little pop. Big pop. Wow, should have taken the entry. Holy moly. So we did just take 8 ticks off on the sim side. Nice big rip. That was a fatty rip there. Switching to the 3-minute chart, which is getting really close to this 5,200 cross. This was a nice rip up off of 75. We did take that trade in the evaluation side. Made about $500 back on that. Or sorry, the sim side, not the evaluation. My apologies. Now looking to take a move off of 76.5 for a move back up to 78.5. So we're getting that pullback now. And gonna switch back over to the 1-minute chart, which has a possible crossover on the 1226 and movement of 2.2 to 1.7 on the TTM on the yellow side. Gonna enter here, try to get in at 77 on the evaluation and miss the entry.
Order filled.
Got the entry on a pullback. I don't like it on the pullback though. Try to get another rip up. Looking for a move to 78.25, which is right at the top of this green candle here. which would be 5 ticks. Pulling back some. So kind of a heavy pullback. I don't like that. It's almost at our risk. Down 4 ticks. Now down 3. Just looking for this to pop back up. I'm going to actually put this at 78, not 78 and a quarter. Which would be 4 ticks. And we're in at 77. Looking for just a move up to 78. From the looking for the yellow to switch to cyan, potentially. Come on. You know you want to. 3, 2, 1. New candle forming now. Pulling back to 76 and a half. Down 2 ticks in this trade, now 3. You can see it's holding support. Buyers and sellers are fighting here. Hands over this cover button. Come on. 20 seconds left in this candle. Come on, buyers, step in. We have a flag on the play. We've got red and yellow on the TTM. And we've got 9 above 12. Coming in for a potential on 1226 crossover. This Dom keeps moving, which is very frustrating. Down 4 ticks in this trade. And getting a green candle finally. So that's a 3-minute pullback. Could have got an entry off 76 instead of 77. Pushing back up to 77. Back at break even on this trade. Looking at the move up to 78. Come on. We're at 77.50. 2 ticks away. It literally touched an order. There we go. We got that order. So that was 4 ticks on 5 contracts. That's worth $250 on the evaluation side. Up 372.10. Officially made back the money that we lost yesterday, plus a little extra. So yesterday we lost 337.20, and today we're up 372.10 on an incredibly volatile day. So I'm not upset about that. We're still looking for this entry, or we tried to get it at 78.50 on the paper side. Didn't hit it. It topped out right at 78. I'm glad that I moved my evaluation down to 78 from 78 and a quarter, because that was the top of that candle. And now we're pulling back some, and I'm going to look for this to be a cyan switch. But I don't know that we're going to get that, because this really kind of chopped out here, and it should have really popped. Plus we have this big downward on this green candle, so I'm actually going to cut this trade. Loss of 375, so we're down exactly 7,000 on the day before fees on the paper side. Evaluation side, which is the side that matters, we're at 372.10 on the day. So we're doing well there. So not a bad day in terms of trading in the evaluation. I'm pretty happy about it overall. And like I said, we do have a fair amount of people watching today, so please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and help this community grow. Yeah, I appreciate that, Anthony. Honestly, it's incredibly challenging to stay green today. Plus, like, just fighting like my brain injury on the day. It's been really, really challenging with trading, being able to read and interpret the numbers. So I really appreciate that. I don't want to give mine back either. I may actually look at closing it down for the day, potentially, but we are doing quite well. I don't really know if I want to push my luck on the day, but we are doing quite well. Like 100 a day, yeah. Like just grinding up $100 a day. For me, I try to go for about 300 to 500 a day. That's typically what I'm trying to do. Sometimes it's kind of challenging to do, but pretty heavy pullback on that last one there, on that last candle. You can see pullback heavy off of that 78. I'm really grateful that we got out 78 and didn't try to go for 78 and a quarter, which was the full 5 ticks, but we went for 4 ticks instead. Because the fact that we even got filled there off that wick was just almost luck, in my opinion. So guys, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down for the day. Pretty heavy loss on the paper side, but definitely a good day on the evaluation side, and even recovered our losses from yesterday and made a little bit extra on top. So very happy about that. Please, guys, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We're trying to grow this up to a couple thousand subscribers if we can. And also, guys, if you want to earn funding in the futures market, again, check out Elite Trader. These guys are awesome. Been really happy with them customer service wise. I really look for that customer service wise. They've been really awesome in terms of technology, working with several different trading platforms. And also, in my own personal opinion, they're one of the best values on the market, especially when you use the link in the description and the promo code JSBest, which is also in the description as well. That allows you guys to lock in a lifetime discount, which, in my opinion, beats just about everybody out there, especially because it allows you to take 8 contracts instead of the traditional 5 on a 50K account. And so I personally really like these guys, and I recommend them. So be sure to check them out if you guys are trying to earn funding in the futures market. Lastly, guys, join our Discord group. I would love to have you guys in there. We've been growing slowly but surely, and we have an awesome Discord group happening there. So the conversations there are getting better and better all the time. We have awesome traders in there like Tiny. We got Crypto Critter. Anthony's in there. So I'd love to have you guys in there and just come in, talk about trading, talk about Forex, entrepreneurship, investing. Doesn't matter. Join in there. Let's talk about it. Let's just keep it optimistic. And yeah, guys, that's kind of it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and jump off. And I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to see you guys here on Monday, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. And I just love to see you there. So thank you, everybody who joined in today. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see you guys in the Discord group where I'm about to post my results on the day. Thank you so much, Tiny. Wonderful job in the eval. I really appreciate it. That was a very difficult trading day. And I'm grateful that we were happy in the that we were doing well in the evaluation over the paper account. So all right, guys, peace out for now, and we'll see you in the Discord group. So